Hey everyone, welcome back to Transport Fever 2 and welcome back to Errors. We are checking out the paper mill that we'll be making in today's episode. We'll be putting down all these industrial buildings, all the decoration, making the train lines, buying the rolling stock with the end goal of making paper. I love how this has turned out and we'll see that being created today. The goal with the paper is to feed the paper across to our beautiful fish and chip shop. So the fish is coming in off the water. You can see the boats coming across from the fish pen we made last time. And then those fish come across. We now have, or will have, our paper coming in, and then that turns into food. And also this paper is also going to be needed over here in Ashford. Let's jump back into time and get started in making the fish and chip shop industry a thing. Let's jump into the paper mill straight away. I've got a little bit of a dead spot in my brain about what this should look like. I found some pictures online, but it's not overly obvious. I think what we should do is use somewhere near the water. Nearly every single photo I can find of a pulp mill or a paper mill is near the water. So let's assume that's actually important, and let's go for something here in the middle. There's a bit of a space here anyway. So I think this area here is kind of flat. So I think I'm going to start today's adventure just by doing some flattening. We do have $8 million in the bank, which is not a lot, but it's not a small amount either, and so we've got to be kind of careful about how we spend it, and I think we can just smooth it out. The train line is going to come in here, so I think it's important to get that maybe down first. We'll get it coming past, and it will be following the road like we've done before. So at least we know that's what's going to feed into this. So we'll kind of have something like that, and then this can continue down the coast, horizontal, and yeah, that will service whatever's over there. Probably have to, actually we'll use it for bringing in logs. I think we'll do a log train into here. Let's start getting this done. I guess the easiest thing to do is just to deforest this, and then we can kind of see where we flatten to, and then let's get down an industry. I think this is going to be purely a train-based one. There won't be any trucks, so I think the best course of action is just to get down a some type of building. Why do we have these new ones? I want cargo. Yeah, these old ones. It's going to be 2 platforms, and it'll be 4 of those. Do we want both sides? Sure. Well, let's do that, and then that train track is not really doing what it needs to do. At some point, we're going to need to transition across to normal track rather than this rusty stuff, but it can wait. That's fine. That will go that way, and you can merge onto here. I missed that. Over here. In you come, and in you come, and that should be fine. All right, we have a station. Let's have fun with some assets and do some industry stuff. So there is 2 particular mods out there for industry extra assets, which is what this one is, and it's going to give us a whole lot of things like chimneys and stuff, which is going to be kind of cool. And there is one called, I think it's called Industry Expanded, I want to say. And it gives us all these pre-made buildings. I'm kind of hoping for a building that lets me kind of put maybe 1 or 2 together. And yeah, that would be kind of cool. You know what would even be cool if it went through the building. Yeah, actually what we might do is we'll go through the building, unload kind of thing, and then they can go into a roundabout thing and then come back out again, so they'll go back through that one. So I have that makes sense. So let's line this up with that, and we'll line it up in the middle, and I'm going to get a train track right through here. You're not going to use a modern track, and I'm going to do that. Yeah, and then what we'll have... You know what? I think these train tracks probably shouldn't be rusty, but oh well. Then you're going to go over there. And you know what? We should better get a loop situation going. If I push this back a bit... Yeah, that's what we should do. Let's put this back over here. And we will actually get them to loop through. There we go. Perfect. All right. And then we need to come around and too much curvature. I don't blame you. And let's see if we can do it from here. So if we do a nice 40 something, that should help us. And voila. Cool. Yeah, so we can come in, unload, and we'll actually unload here. And then we'll go around the other way. Nice. So that can go like that, and then this can go like that, and we have a nice loop. Let's find some more industry to use. This one's kind of cool. Actually, would it fit quite nicely in here? Yeah, I do like the idea of having the road thing. So this does have like a thing to the right hand side there. So that would kind of work right there. Yeah, and then we can put a road into here, and it maybe... I mean, that hump's pretty bad. It would be nice to go in and out at the same place. I don't know if I can squeeze in the OG one. Does that go underneath? Oh, there's stuff in the way. It would have been cool to be able to drive through there. So yeah, the OG one, there's no way I think I can get... Oh, maybe I can. So if we put it like that and then only have one side, they'll drive in. You know what? That probably will work. And do we need to make it 20 meters? Is that going to work? It will. Yeah. And then my mouse is on the menu area, so I can't click. So I need to do that again. And I think that should work. So yeah, we could have some delivery doing that. Yeah, that should skirt across there, do a U-turn. It should work. All right, I think that's not a bad start. And looking at the pictures, there's big piles of pulp. I'm not sure of the best way of doing that. I don't know. Does any of these sand? Oh, sand's kind of pulpy. That's stone. Iron, no. Slag, no. Missing asset and missing asset. But yeah, sand's kind of good. So let's do that. And it will represent the pulp. And of course, we'll put down a whole lot of, detailing and gantries and stuff. What I'm looking for is something that kind of, actually maybe under here, that would represent something being wood-fired. So, yeah, what I might do is there's a mast thing here. No, I think this is fine. I don't think we need to over-embellish it, but I do want to put this thing down just because I can. I'm going to put that right there. What I'm looking for is something that would pick something up from here. Oh, I know what I could do is maybe under the Rico stuff, under these animated things, this guy picks up stone or coal on color, rubble, manure, logs. Well, actually, we are delivering logs here. And yeah, I mean, this is putting stuff down rather than picking it up. So it's kind of the wrong way around. Plastic scrap, boards, no. I don't think any of these are going to work. Scrap vehicles, no. All right, so let's just do some ground texturing. I think we can probably go with a gravel, I'm guessing. Is that kind of what we want? Yeah, I don't know if that's the what I really want. I do like gravel. It just seems to work really well. And yeah, that's not too bad. All right, so the plan is the train. Yeah, I know I'm not connected. The train will come that way and then deliver into base with. Actually, we have to do that train line. And then we need a train station over there. And from a detailing point of view, this needs a lot of work. Do we want to make this the unload point? I think we could if we wanted, rather than the station. No, we'll use the station. That's fine. And I don't think I'm going to bore you with too much detailing of this. I think I'm going to do that between episodes. Maybe I'll do it as a member exclusive or something. But yeah, I think this will do for now. Let's get this road roadified. I'm trying to find something of the same size. What's the same size? None of those. Yeah, so that can go like that. And you can come over here flat, please. And then somehow we need an entrance to this place. So let's say that the security place is over here. So we'll go across here. We'll just use posts. And this can be the entrance. And that can be like that. And this can be poles as well. Did I press OK over there for that pole things? I did. And then, yeah, that works pretty well. So now we need the actual industry. So we're going to be turning logs into paper. So let's use our industry expanded or freestyle industry thing. Let's crank this pretty high. I'm going to say 200. So it's going to go 2 logs makes 100. And yeah, we'll do it at 160 rate. Is that what I want? We can always change it. All right, so it's going to be logs. Actually, let's do a 1-to-1. 1 in, 1 out. And we'll do 2 twos. That means it we'll run at 200. So 200 in, we'll make 200 out. Logs in and paper out. 20 people from a stockpile. I'm actually quite willing to make it quite big. So let's see if we can squeeze the stockpile in here. Actually, you know what? That fits really, really well. And if we rotate that against the station, I think that should trigger some connections. Let's have a look at the L menu. It did not. I'm not seeing purple anywhere. But I think we can fix that by just putting down a dirt road. Maybe the 6. And hold down C. And are you going to join anything? And so in theory, if I turn off all those overlays, it's still not connected. I mean, is this connected? Oh, that's connected to that. It's just that the station's not connected. Yeah, the station's not connected. Why isn't the station connected? Oh, these platforms. These platforms don't have tendrils. Let's configure that then. And we will put on a... how are we going to do this? I think this platform may have tendrils. Does it? I've got to get the right model. That's what it comes down to. So, yeah, that one's happy, but that one's not. So I've got to get the right type of platform on this that has the correct type of thing. I think the easiest thing to do here will be just to use this thing. Let me put that there. Actually, I know what I'll use. Even better than that. Under the cargo shed asset, there's these things. These things put in little ramps. And let's just put them everywhere. And now do we have tendrils? So we click on this. Yep, and everything works. So as stuff comes in, it'll get spawned onto this. And I think, just for the sake of spawning, see how that's kind of grey? I think it's dangerous to have this N1 on there. I think that might clip. And just for the fun of it, let's change that one to a cargo one for no good reason. And yeah, I think we'll have some type of building. Do we want buildings on this? Probably not. And yeah, let's put a lid on some of this. So where's this thing? And yeah, down here we can have a lid so it matches that other side. There we go. Cool. So I'm actually kind of happy with that as a texture. Can we get rid of this out of interest and still have connections? No, we still need that road to make the connection work. So we'll hold down this and put in that fake road. And we should be able to texture this up, and so that road doesn't even exist. And yeah, cool. And then over here, yeah, we'll have to work out something to kind of bring it to life. Weirdly, I think agriculture without a net. We used this last time to make the fish farm, and weirdly, I think this actually may do it quite well. But yeah, that looks pretty good. A whole lot of sawmill dust somehow is going there. All right, trains. Let's get a train over here. So yeah, paper's going to come this way. Let's follow the road and get this guy connected to society. And we'll follow the road around. I think I'm going to cut that corner because it gets a bit tight. And then let's go. How are we going to do this? So the train line is over here. Let's bring this over the road flat. And we'll go over here. I think we can go up a couple of notches if it's hilly. And we can obviously redo those roads. And let's come across here flat. And we'll put a station in there. Yeah, we'll put a station in there. I'm going to stop myself from making these long because I have to delete them anyway. And the station can go there. And let's configure that. Yeah, I think 120 might be sensible. Yeah, we'll have to upgrade that track to normal because it's a bit ridiculous right now. And normal track out this end. I'm actually going to hit the road so it is road height. And then we will just do that. And we'll upgrade that track to normal. Normal. And I think I'm going to upgrade that track to normal. And I don't know what I'm going to do about that diorama up there. I think we'll let this one, the main line, be normal track, but when it spurs off, like down there into these sidings, that's when it gets a bit rusty and not used as much. So particularly these ones over here where all the train line comes in for the logging camp, like over here. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so that's a train line from here this way. Let's get stuff into town, I guess. We'll put some type of cargo building on here. I think we can go a little bit more formal. Let's put it at the end. And I think something like that is fine. Yeah, I think that looks good. And yeah, I don't think it has to be any more complex than that. Let's get, yeah, first thing first, let's get the height raised. And we'll make that a little bit more normal. There's only one track, but I think that's fine. We'll deal with that later. And then from a road point of view, we'll just use this guy. You can go that way and join over there. And I don't know if we can get there. Oh, yeah, okay. And we will put in our favorite little thing in here. That curve may have messed us up, but we'll work it out. We'll go a narrow, one thing, make it 30, truck. It's going to be town with a sidewalk. I think that's the one we want. You can go gravel, and we'll have a wall. And can we get it in there? We can. Nice. Cool. All right, let's make a new line. That's going to deliver paper from here down to here. So it's like the internal transfer. One of these days I'm going to rename everything. Baysmith Cargo Station. And that's that one. Actually, yeah, that's the cargo station. I should rename this station itself also to the same thing. And yeah, so that will get paper picked up and brought over here. And at some point we will continue down the line, because we need to bring it down this spur line and drop it off here so that this factory can also get paper. And we may actually do that today, actually. We will see. But what we are missing is the lumber, or the logs for this. And I am tempted to deliver them by truck. Yeah, let's just do it in here. And basically, I'm going to make it so that this site, its security corridor ends here. So we actually can represent that by just putting in some big nasty fence. So let's put that there. And then we'll put that. Can I make it curve? Oh, I do it. Just height, no. That's not working at all. Let's try that again. So the line, and then curve, line that's straight to the back of the property, and then we'll do a curve over here. And you know what? That can end there, and that can, you know what? It can actually follow the property, so we don't need that. And you know what? Yeah, that'll do. That's end there. All I wanted to do was work out, Risky, where the security boundary is. And so it's outside of there. So if we have a road that joins in, it's going to be outside this area. So which way does this go? It goes this way. So we'll have a little thing there. We'll have a security gatehouse. Where's the door? Is there? Actually, we'll put it this way, right in here. So that'd be the security guy. And we're probably using the wrong type of road there. All right. All of that was to work out where this road needs to go. So let's go off into the forest. We'll do it in here. And where should we go? It looks very tree in there. Actually, let's go a bit of distance. Let's go maybe over here. And so we will just go along the hill. I think I'm just going to follow the ridge. See how it goes up a little bit. And I'm just going to stay kind of level. And we will make... Yeah, that can go down. We can make a little thing here. And, yeah, around you go. This is going to be level. That's going to be like that. And let's quickly make a little depot. Interesting little spike there. What cause that? Weird. Maybe it's the angle of the road I made. Let's just join over here instead. All right. Let's put down one of our favorite little things. It could be tiny, 20, nothing. invisible. Actually, we should have made that red itself, the depot. So yeah, let's get rid of that. And we'll go 0 degrees in, 90 degrees out. No, other way around. We want this way. And we want 45 degrees in. Negative 45 degrees in. There we go. Done. Perfect. And then we can just quickly join that with that. And have fun with our painting tools. And before we know it, we have a logging place, a bit of smooth gun to fix whatever that ill was. Why are you being so weird? Come on. And yeah, it looks pretty good. And then a bit of dirt everywhere. Smoothing gun. All right, assets. Ingo, are you the person who has the logs? I think you are. Well, one of the people who have the logs. Yeah, wood pile. There we go. And that's going to go like that. And we can store some over here as well. And then we'll grab the tree gun. And where are you? We'll go for the light one, that one, that one. And we're going to be cutting down all of these cedars. More strength, more size. And then just do some of this other color one, darker color. All right, and then the last thing to do is, I think I might get rid of that platform. We'll make that a, where are you? Platform. I'm missing it. Platform. Ground, this one. And yeah, let's get a truck over here. Then we can line up the picker-upper, the crane that will be delivering stuff. All right, that's that done. This is going to be Baysmith Logging Camp. And this is going to be Baysmith Papermill. And let's get some trucks onto that. We'll make them come over from here. This guy, cargo of type logs. Let's go for something 40. You know what, we can do this one. And then we'll do 3 on number 11. And yeah, we'll put down a crane thing, like one of these things, when we have someone lined up for that. And what we do need is a shed. Can't have a, well, that's cool. I like that. But we don't need an apple tree here. Yeah, we should put down a shed. That's a very simple hut. And you know what? We can actually have a half decent building on this one. Normally go a little bit simpler than that, but let's have one saying, hey, this is a pretty permanent place. And I always have to remember to put down a worker's car. And you know what? There's 2 people working. And what's the other person going to drive? Something that's good for the forest. How about that one? A little bit newer. And he could be parked. Why are you so low? You could be parked there in the shade. All right. So that will come in. That will go over there. I'm pretty happy with how that went. They'll come down, check in through security, go through the gate, and deliver their stuff to here. That has access to there, so the logs will drop off there. And then what we are missing is the actual... Actually, no, I was going to say we're missing the industry, but we don't. There it is right there. So that will make paper through our beautiful mill and go into the station. What we're missing is a train, so new train line from here. I might have to put a waypoint on that to here. You know what? Let's make them deliver it all the way. So it goes all the way over to here. That way Ashford gets it as well. They will skip it on the way back, I guess. Yeah. And then come back to here. What we need to do is add a waypoint or a signal that is one way. That will fix it as well. And that should work. And we'll put a, maybe we'll have to put a waypoint around the back here. Like that. Line. Basesmith, cargo, after the siding, go through here, please. There it goes. Oh, it's because it was on the wrong platform. That's why I did that. Yeah, that's not required. If we just change the platform, that's good. Yeah. And, yeah, we don't need that. We don't need that. So, yeah, they'll come through. Let's put some more gravel around. Size. I'm going to gravel this whole area. Actually, I just destroyed under there. So let me undo that. Turn that off so we can see what it looks like. Yeah, and then what we were doing was this one. Yeah. And gravel, gravel, gravel. Yeah, we have to work on this. This is a bit bland right now. We definitely need to have parking lots and trucks hanging around, and obviously the security fence needs to continue across and encapsulate the whole area and include the curve. And you know that curve, talking about the curve, that is a little bit weird over here. So let's fix that a bit. Yeah, we'll have to move that fence. And yeah, pretty happy with that. I think I will give this guy an ability to go this way. Yeah, that makes sense. And I don't think there's a need to go this way. It's going to be too much curvature anyway, isn't it? Yeah, I don't think that makes sense. Cool. All right, let's get a train. I think the only depot we have is over here. And we can spawn out of it. It will mean that it goes that way. I don't think... yeah, I don't think that's appropriate. I think this guy, being such a big industrial area, does justify a shed. And what we can do is we can merge in that way. So I'm just going to put hopefully something in here. Or maybe I can't. Maybe I can't. Yeah. Maybe this way. Something like that, maybe? I think I'm pushing my luck there a bit. And we'll use too big. Yeah, let's hold down C. And let's readjust those. And hopefully we can get a triple in here. Yeah, we can. All right, cool. So they have their own train yard. And we definitely can do something like this and store some stuff. Like they can have their spare trains stored over there, for example. All right, well, let's get our train going. Let's do steam. Steam's cool. We've done a blue one. Let's do one of these cool ones. Let's go for... what do we want? We want speed a bit. 64, 64, 72. Okay, getting up there. Let's do something like this one. I have no idea what this is. That would be cool. And then what we're going to be doing is moving paper. Paper. What takes paper? So it's going to be some type of open wagon. Do we have anything that lets us do... Good. Okay, we have the Great Western ones. Yeah, let's do this one. And we will get about 60 meters worth, 54 capacity. Put it on a line 12. And we can watch this guy come out. And they will be delivering... paper to the world. Cool. Yeah, that worked well. All right, I'm going to change the line so that they don't leave unless they're full, or at least wait a while. So when you're at base smith, please wait for a while. I'm actually going to put that up to 6 minutes. And we'll rename this Papermill. The one thing we did forget to do is actually put down an industry right here. If we scroll out, yeah, there's no logging industry, so we quickly need to do that. Let's give it some, yeah, let's give it some size. Let's give maybe 100. And yeah, I think that will be cool. So this will produce 100. Consumers will be this guy. Hopefully, if we hopefully get over here, Papermill. It wants 200, makes 200. Suppliers, yeah, the freestyle entry, and then that's one we just put in. Base smith, logging, camp. First Volvo is arriving. I'm going to press pause as soon as they get here so we can work out where they sit, and then we'll put down a robot thingy, a claw machine to load these guys up. Pause. All right, and then under here, under what do we want? Where are we? Assets under Rico. Yeah, Rico with sound. Let's go for, yeah, a blue one. It's going to be logs. Sure, variant B, whatever that means. And let's work out where this goes. So I think it's going to be roughly there. It might be too far away. All right, so we got the left, right quite good, but we need to come forward by a fair bit, so about there. And we'll get rid of that first one. Press play. And how's this going to go? Yeah, that's pretty good. It's probably a little bit forward. That's fine. Yeah, all right, cool. So then we have logs. While I was waiting, I made 2 more. So the rate of this now is 148. Actually, we don't need 148. That's too much because it's only running 100. Yeah, 124. Cool. So there's 4 of those, and they're going to go down the road. Here he comes. Hopefully he's not going to clip through that stuff on the left-hand side there too much. I think it's okay. Do your U-turn, bud. Can we see what you're doing? Oh, that worked out pretty good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And drop it off. Turns up over there in the yard, and it has not clipped through anything. That is awesome. And then hopefully we are producing stuff, and we can do Alt-G. There we go, 8 in. And consumers is the freight factory, not fish and chip share. Okay, interesting. And does this guy have any on it? Yep, it has 6 pieces of paper on there. Is the fish and chip factory not getting anything because we didn't put a truck on this? Yes, it is. Manage vehicles. And we need to buy it. You know what? That depot that we got it from is way too far away. Let's put one down in town. Buildings, this thing, and let's put this freight thing. Where can we put this? Let's put it over here. Right over here. And yeah, let's buy something for in town. I'm just going to do this guy. Let's go one of those. And you can go on that yellow line. And then now they'll shuttle from here across to the fish and chip shop. And the fish and chip shop can make food in this case. So raw fish and paper, wrap those fish up, fry them up, and deliver it to the townsfolk. And then from a that point of view, it should go to here. And that has pretty good coverage of the town. the town wants bread over here on the left hand side. That's fine. And then what should happen is, even if it doesn't do that, it should go onto that platform, and then that truck should bring it back here, and then the coverage from up here should do this stuff. So yeah, the whole town should get their food needs. Our train is rushing back home. It is hours later. This is taped the next day because I have been doing detailing for hours and hours and hours. The train is much longer. It's twice the length. There's actually a new engine that can go a little bit faster, and it is about to go into a fully detailed world. Let's kind of scroll through here and watch this meander through all the fences. There is fences everywhere, new buildings, new railway lines, tons of cars, lots of trains hanging around. There is garages for maintaining things. There is more industrial pipes and machinery, and I think it looks pretty damn good. Yeah, we've got all this new stuff over here, you know, new pipes, new smoke, and then this has the curve around. All the fences are done. We have spare rolling stock, all these new wagons extra. Let's get a better view of this. Cranes on the station, and an absolute plethora of paper ready to be shipped everywhere. And these guys can start loading up. And then over here on the right hand side, we can scroll out and you can see that we've got lots of logs being placed, and you know, this yellow painted line's been put there to say, hey, don't dump stuff there. And yeah, lots of pipes in the wood chip pile, and fences and tanks, and lots of stuff. And I think it looks fantastic. Let's take a bit of a scroll out. You can see, yeah, there's this path in, and then around the back I move the depot from over there. I move it back over here, and we squeeze it around the back. The gate post got redone. There's now 2 gates, and I redid the fences. And the idea is that some worker trucks can come through here, get serviced, and if they really need, they can drive around the back and then through here if they need to. But in general, the workers all come in, and then they park in this workers parking area. Then they walk in and do work. Or they come over here, and this is like, I don't know what this is, but you know, it's like spare machinery and stuff like that. And I love it. I think this looks fantastic. And we'll call that the end of the episode. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to see more of this Transport Fever 2 action in the Eris playthrough. And next time we're probably going to delve into more food and look at our cattle industry. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time in Eris.